just for once come to me. Will thou come, just for once come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing you, my Lord? Will my days
sing together if you feel like. Hari Om Shiva Om Shiva Om Hari Om Hari Om Shiva Om Shiva Om Hari Om Hari Om Shiva Om Shiva Om Hari Om Shiva Shiva Hari Om Shiva Om Shiva Om Hari Om Hari Om Shiva Om Shiva Om Hari Om Hari Om Shiva Om Shiva Om Hari Om Hari Om Shiva Hari Om Shiva Om Shiva Om Hari Om
Very good. I was just getting into that. So, okay, so this part of satsang, which we like to feel is just as important as the first part, is a chance I take to read some of the letters that come. We do get people writing in from different places, and I usually take this time to read some of these letters. I don't always read all of them, but we see how it goes. And normally I say, please don't write long ones because I lose the point. I don't know. And so, beloved Mooji, after Osho left, I had to wait for 25 years to find my Guruji in you. What a joy to be in that divine presence again, hearing the truth. That alone would have been more than I could have expected. Your pointing, "Can the seer be seen?" made me realize my true position as awareness itself. Your invitation in the Zimar retreat put an end to wanting to define who or what I was. I only want to melt in the love and the joy of my heart, hearing the song, "By your grace I am." Mooji, beloved Master, only tears and my heart can tell how grateful I am. I love you, my own heart. So, Sukhu Freiberg from Black Forest Sangha. Very nice. Punyashri Mooji Baba, I have been practicing in your YouTube satsangs, and a question has arisen in response to the series of questions you asked after inviting us into the space of isness. You ask, is it born? Is it personal? Will it die? I could not honestly answer no, as I am not sure whether it is isness responding to your searching questions or ego trying to. What is the difference between isness and ego? This doubt gave rise to my question. And the question is ego divested of memories, desires, emotions, questions, and other limitations identical with isness? I can almost hear your answer. Who or what is behind the questioner? That is my supposed question. But from your perspective, which I am not yet to achieve, what is the answer to my question? With warm regards from Sanjuka in India. So when you ask, it is written here, you ask, is it born? Is it personal? Will it die? How can we answer such questions? How can such questions come to you without study? You've not go and researched and study, and it's not coming from any book, I hope, from you. What is able to answer this question? I trust that more than your mind. But he's saying, but maybe it is your mind. Maybe it is my mind that's answering the question. Could mind bring you to that satisfaction? Does it want to? Does it even want to? Why is there some resistance that comes to us, even sometimes of people wanting to come to satsang, When we have retreats, there's usually some, at least 6 or 7 people don't make it, and people tell you, oh, it was so difficult, and things were coming up, and I had to postpone. I thought it was not the right time. What is causing this? And even sometimes, something people come, and in the first few days, they want to escape. Their minds try to find every kind of escape to say, you're in the wrong place. If you go to a party, raving and drinking, it doesn't tell you you're in the wrong place. But you come to a place in search of truth, you're telling you, oh, look at the toilets, and whoa, look at this thing here, and it's so dusty, and there. Why would it want to do that if it is on your side? If it is really something that is in support of you, why would it come up like that? Why would it not encourage you? Oh, finally, we did it, we came. Yeah? I've been wanting to be here for so long. Why didn't we come before? Why would it say, look at these people, they're some kind of sect. Why they all dressed like that? What is this one, you see? So is he going to help you like this? To say, oh, yes, was it born or no? When he's trying to tell you that you are born, and if you are born, you cannot be that because that is not born. You are born. So what is born? Body is born. The idea of a person is born. But that which is able to see both the body's life, and the sense of the person is this born. And who is its mother? So, you ask, is it born? Is it personal? Will it die? I could not honestly answer no, as I am not sure whether it is isness responding to your searching questions or ego trying to. Yes, I am not sure. Is that the same as the isness is not sure? Well, I'm not sure. Maybe it is my mind. My mind is answering. Let's say that mind was answering. Suppose it was the ego answering. Is it born? This which is it born? The ego says, no, it is not born. Then who are you? Oh, I was born. Think it through a little bit and see. And so I'm not sure whether it is the isness responding to your searching questions or ego trying to. Who devised all of this in the first place? Who introduced these questions? Is it the ego? That it should be relying on the ego to answer the questions also? Let's see. When I ask you before, leave your mind outside, leave all your idea about yourself, your identity and all of these things outside, yours came back in. Yeah? Or did it? Or it must have been at least something is there to raise a doubt, to say, well, I'm not sure if this is true. So what could you answer then? You listed the questions I asked, like, was it born, is it personal, will it die? What about other questions like, how far away from you is it? Did you answer this one? Did you answer the questions such as, can it be depressed, can it be sick? Did you answer this one? Did you answer the questions such as, can it be owned by any person or any group of persons? No, you didn't. Did you answer this one? Did you answer the question, did it come from anywhere? Can it go? Can it fade? Can it be depressed? Did any of these answers you could answer yes to or no to? So, so what is the difference between isness and ego? I can't answer that one right now. It just feels like, why? You don't have any idea what is the difference between ego and isness? That I should now have to go through, well, the isness is unbound. And you're going to say, well, how do you know? I say, oh my God. What trouble I've taken upon myself now to even attempt to answer these questions. Who the question coming to, you're already into now from. This doubt gave rise to my question, which is ego divested of memories, desires, emotions, questions, and other limitations identical with isness? I can almost hear you answer who or what is behind the questioner. But it shows that you have not questioned yourself. You just want to question me. But for a change, I wanted to question you. Why should you only accept my answers? I want to accept your answers. It's easy. Sometimes I go to places where people are not used to satsang, and they expect me just to talk to them only. Just talk. And they just sit. Because maybe they think it's a lecture, and I say, it is not a lecture. It's a communion, it's an exploration together. I'm not some performing seal or something. We are here to somehow to look together, and I'd like to check in with you whether you're seeing or I'm just really on my own. You see, like this. So then you have to play your part. Why are you still asking me questions when I ask you also? You must take a little time to ponder over it a little, be with it, you see. But you must know where it is your mind that these questions are coming from. You know your mind, you've grown up with it all your life. And the isness, is it something so familiar to you? You surely must know the difference. If you don't know the difference, looking with your own eyes, are you going to accept my answers? But from your perspective, which I am not yet able to achieve, what is the answer to my... If you're not able to see my perspective, are you going to accept my answer? I don't want to give just theoretical answers or intellectual answers. Who has it benefited anyway? Except the same mind that gets fat with its own sense of I know more or something. This is not the point of satsang. I am not a teacher. I'm not teaching anything. I'm only pointing something out that you yourself must try and see, and see. I don't want to say I'm a teacher, you're my students. I'm not having anything to teach. Strictly speaking, Still learning happens, it's fine. And maybe some teaching happens, but that's not my position, is I'm teaching you, you listen. I said, no, let's look together. This is what I've found, let me see what you find. Okay. So, I don't know what to say about that one. Sometimes the questions themselves, they're too heavy. I have to go think. I used to also try that. Sometimes people come and ask questions and stuff. I used to feel I had to answer every question. And then, oh my God. And something just wants to go to bed, and everybody's, I just fancy a cup of tea, go to bed, and this person, but when consciousness became, the Parabrahman, and the Parabrahman, leave me alone. I mean, what is that about? Because I give an answer, you can't even fathom the answer. Maybe you don't even understand your own question even sometimes. So I say, rather than more and more things to put in your head, why not find out what's in your heart? The heart doesn't have a lot of things to say. Why not start there? And then see, after discovering from your heart, whether you want to find out something from your head. You see? And you can tell that sometimes you speak, you know how the spirit is working like this, to say, that it prepares the questioner and the answer. The one who answers and the one who questions. You see? And it is like a waltz. Something speak, it is happy to speak, and it creates the list. It is happy to listen. Something feels like it's something beautiful. If you have to struggle and say, just better I leave it alone. I learned that after some time. I don't have to be struggling. If I'm struggling, it means that you're going to struggle even more to understand what I'm speaking. I have better things to do. I have fun. You see? And if somebody say, oh, you didn't answer my question, I say, listen, I couldn't. I couldn't answer your question. Mooji, please help me ASAP. Or please help me as soon as possible. I am very frustrated and angry that I couldn't get it. I hear you every day. I am impressed that other people are getting it, and initially was happy. Now I am more angry as I am not able to get it. I try listening with my heart rather than my mind. I don't know what I am doing wrong. Please hear me and please help me. Thanks, Chitra. Where can it go wrong, I want to know. The questions are not wrong, they're not too difficult. The answers, you are responding if it's like this or not, okay. I cannot insist, look, why didn't you get it? Come here, why didn't you get it? I can't do this. You get it, you don't get it at the moment. Keep listening and watching the thing. Because maybe sometimes mind is playing some resistance, and you believe this resistance so much, you think, oh, maybe it's not for me, I can't get it. And then you feel, oh, I'm not good enough, maybe they're more clever than me, they're more spiritual, and all this kind of stuff. It wants, maybe sometimes, that we believe these things. Sometimes right now it's better just to, where are you going? You have to do what? Taxi. You should tell taxi driver, come and wait with you. You can come, maybe you want to enjoy satsang as well. Oh, are you getting a plane? A train. Okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You have to try, you know, a little bit. Because sometimes you go just at the point where, try. So, that is, I'm very frustrated and angry that I couldn't get it. I hear you every day. I am impressed that other people are getting it, and initially was happy. Initially she was happy. But now I am more angry that I'm not able to get it. The only one who can't get it is the mind. He doesn't want to. So maybe you're still holding the hand of the mind and saying, you know, what do you think? And he's going, because what else is there to get? It's not like it's some kind of big formula or something. It's quite simple, no? This is why I'd encourage, please listen, don't give up, go again and listen and relax. And don't try so hard. Don't try, just relax a little bit, have a cup of tea, you know? Put your headphones on a little bit and kind of listen, and then, can I miss this up? You got to get it. You have to get it. What is there to get? I'm not giving something. I'm just showing what is there already. I didn't create it. You don't have to create it. You don't have to make it. You cannot help it. You know, it's not waiting for you going, you know, it's just there. It's you. You see, like this. Still, I know the play of mind. It is like that. So just don't give up. And don't get over frustrated. A little frustration is okay. It's like, shucks. But let it produce more determination. Say, I got to get it. I mean, like, you know, she got it. I mean, like, I must stand a chance, you know. So sometime like this, you do it. And then once you get it, you cannot unget it. It's like somehow you didn't get, you simply recognize, oh, wow, maybe I was trying too hard. Maybe my mind was trying to imagine. And I said, don't imagine, you don't have to imagine. That's already working too much. Just relax. It wants to reveal itself. Just relax. Press replay. It's got to come, it has to come. So I try listening with my heart rather than my mind. What did it mean? Forget about the word heart and mind. Just sit down and press play. And don't be thinking about something else, like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do the laundry and afterwards, no, just try and be empty and just see what is pointed. That's all I can say. So I try listening with my heart rather than my mind. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't want to say you're doing anything wrong, just don't give up. Just listen. You're not doing anything so wrong. Maybe we are used to trying things in a certain way, and the same way, and it's still maybe getting over-prepared. Just relax a little bit. It's like somebody come and you want some water and says, take this, and you just drink it. You say, well, I understand intellectually. And say, no, just drink the water. What's intellectual about it? It's that simple, really. If I say it is more complex than that, then I'm doing a disservice to you, because it isn't, actually. You see? We haven't used any, spiritual words and things like this, or any, just simple English. If you say, I don't get it, I say, why you don't get it? I don't speak English. And I say, oh, gosh. By the way, I would just like to thank all the beings who are up there in the room translating. Because in each satsang now, it wasn't such a long time ago that it was our dream. I said, one day somebody in Spanish can listen or Italians can listen. We didn't know how. But with some perseverance and with grace, people came with more understanding, and then it started to happen in India. We started to play in Hindi so that local people could hear. And now we have in so many languages people who have given up their space in satsang room to sit there in the little room, and they're translating in different countries, in different languages. So that is already something, that, and they have to get it also. Is it? Dear Mooji, where did this letter come from? I picked it up? Dear Mooji, can you trust me? In your last satsang, and many others as well, you invited us into the space of pure isness. This was followed by many questions from you, which most seekers present there answered in agreement. Questions like, can it suffer? Can it be for or against anything? Does it have any desires, etc.? And my answer to these questions is no. But there is one question that troubles my mind, and that's the question about its eternity. Maybe you don't feel you have a right to be able to answer questions about eternity because you're not eternal. How can you know? And I'm trying to prove otherwise to you. Okay? Perhaps these questions that maybe scientists are trying to find out even one, you're answering very easily. Why? Because it's coming from a different way. Day one maybe from test tube, you're coming from here. You see that perhaps what is considered in the human world as the most complex, for one who is listening in the heart, is so natural. Maybe a child also can answer, yeah, no, yes, like this. it's not take any university. It just takes universe, not university. You can understand, no? So again, so the answers until then was fine. There is one question that troubles my mind, and that's the question about its eternity. My truthful answer to one similar question is given below to explain my mind's predicament. Was it ever born? My answer, I do not know. All I can say with certainty is that it is always there whenever I look for it. So whenever I look for it, it's there. When you don't look for it, it's not there. But you're speaking from experience. You say, yes, I mean, if this morning I was walking in the forest, alone in the forest walking, and I could hear, and it was the trees. It was the eucalyptus tree. He's so tall, he moves, he squeaks. It was like he's got rheumatism or something. So it's sounding like that. And then I thought to myself, if I was not here, who would hear it? Who would know that it happened? Does it mean that it doesn't happen? I don't know. Like in the daytime, in the nighttime we go out, we see the stars. It's so amazing. In the daytime, do they go away somewhere? And then in the night they come out. I mean, something inside kind of knows that. And this knowledge is even more in you than that. So it depends where you're asking from. If you're asking from the classical knowledge perspective, like one thing knowing another thing, then I can appreciate your question and your doubts. If they're coming from the learner mind, answering more the kind of scientific responses to something, then you can say, well, I don't have a way of knowing that. But I'm asking from a place that I totally trust and know. And so when the answer comes, it's not like, I'm really hoping you say this. In a way, yes, because it would be the truth. But are you answering because you kind of sense what other people are saying? Are you answering because you think that's the right answer, but it's not really your answer? Well, that's up to you. I cannot interfere with that. But I know that some of you at least will be answering from that intuitive understanding. Can you trust that intuitive perception, or will you trust more the things you learn in your textbook and what you watch on TV or whatever? There has to be something that you just know. If somebody asks you, how do you know you're in love? Maybe you don't know how to answer this question. How can you be sure it's love? Well, maybe you don't, Maybe it's just, I would like to think I am. I don't know what you can say. What will be the proof of this? Is after this moment when you leave from here, I want to see if it fades from you and it's just gone away and it was just a sort of like a collective delusion by all of us. And when you go out, it doesn't work, it's not alive, you don't feel happier, you don't feel the fluidity. And you may not if you simply go back to your old state of looking at things and then say, I don't feel the isness. But if something has touched you inside, if you have made what feels like the most important discovery in your life, could you be making a mistake about it? I'm just asking this. You see? Could it be just I was deluded, I was in this kind of group mentality and it was just easy to go along with it? Or is it really from you? Are you really seeing? Well, time will tell. You see? During the retreat that we just finished in Zimar, I said to Shri, bless her, she's not here, she's in the States at the moment. I said, Shri, I really felt the presence of the team here more than ever before. I could really feel even the ones who are sitting the retreat. Sometimes we have some of the team sitting the retreat. Sit, don't do anything you want to do. I want you to sit. And the others are there in their own positions, what they have to do. So I really feel them. They're like sort of little orbs of light somehow. You know? So I really feel them. I wonder what is that? And she said, it's the invitation. Since the invitation landed in the heart, a lot of the silliness and the ego stuff has dropped away in people. Now they're just radiating that light of awareness. Could we be imagining all of this? So, was it ever born? My answer, I do not know. All I can say with certainty is that it is always there whenever I look for it. But this looking has only been something that has happened within this lifespan. I don't remember looking for it or feeling it before my birth. Why not? Okay. If I say it was never born and it will never die, I'd be lying to myself. How do I know? I'm going to ask you questions that you cannot know. You can only be. I'm going to ask you questions that you cannot know, like, I know the answer. It's not that kind of knowing. I'm going to ask you to find the thing you cannot find. Because it's not an object that you can find. Oh, I got it. It's here, Mooji. So I'm going to ask you to find you. I'm going to ask you a question you cannot answer just verbally. Because if you answered just verbally or mentally, I would be looking at different faces right now. I'll be looking at different expressions. You would know you lied. You came here to discover something and you lied. Would you have stayed for the second part of Satsang? I don't think so. Okay? You were feeling like, I've got to tell him that, I lied. You would not be sitting here. I don't feel. Anyhow, let's go on. I don't remember looking for it or feeling it before my birth. If I say I was never born and it will never die, I'd be lying to myself. How do I know? Being rooted in that isness does bring peace and stillness in me, which permeates into the rest of the day in my daily activities. But there is no ecstasy or joy, which makes me doubt my understanding. You see? Well, it's not something that you paid money and you get it over the counter, Sometimes you have to show your loyalty, sit with it a little bit, give it a chance, and give yourself also the chance to be open, to be receptive. You want me to put it in your pocket? No, you sit with it. If you trust, if already you say, being rooted in that isness does bring peace and stillness in me. That is already something nice, isn't it? It brings stillness and peace in me, but the bliss, it doesn't have bliss, so something is missing. No, why not start with the peace and the stillness in me, which permeates into the rest of the day in my daily activities. Isn't that something? Start at least with that. Say, wow, that's something, and some peace is there. Bliss, not yet, not arrived yet, a bit late in the post, but it will come. But there is no ecstasy or joy which makes me doubt my understanding. At some level, it seems possible that this isness may be something that came into existence with the body and will go with the body when it perishes. Go where? when you have the sense of isness, where is the limit of isness? Is that really too big a question to ask a human being? Is it too big a question to ask you? You see? Where is the boundary of isness? Let me ask even a more classically scientific question. Where is the boundary of this world space? Just the space that we see. Where is the boundary beyond which it is not? This is a phenomenal question even. And yet, without the consciousness to perceive this space could not be perceived. So is the consciousness less even than the physical space? Where is the boundary of consciousness then? Which is another word for the isness. Yes, so at some level it seems possible that this isness may be something that came into existence. Like what kind of thing is it that would come into existence of the isness? Can anybody describe the isness as a thing that may come into existence? And when the body goes, is the body so important that when the body goes out of existence, so the body comes into existence, and the body goes out of existence. In what space does it have the room to manifest its existence and to unmanifest its existence? Must it not be a space there also to accommodate the manifestation of the body and the disappearance of the body also? What is that space also? Maybe I haven't marinated in this isness for long enough for it to reveal its eternal nature to me. Or maybe I haven't touched base with the isness yet, and I'm holding on to something mind created instead, very likely. You see, and this is why I say, stay with it. Don't be waiting on it, just be with it, be one with it. Do you have to travel anywhere to be with it? No. So what does it mean to be with it then? If it is no distance, what does it mean to be with it then? Okay. For all other questions that you ask about this isness, my answers are the same as other seekers. It is only these questions about the isness eternal that I find myself at a loss. I see clearly that this isness is what I essentially am. Papa says that if you give 1/1000th of a second to this isness, you'll be enlightened. I feel I have spent longer than that being rooted in this space, yet the permanent shift hasn't occurred. To who? The permanent shift is to occur in the field, in the immeasurable field of isness. There is an entity pulsating in the vastness who is waiting for something to happen to create a shift so that it can be permanently the isness. Can it have any other root or explanation for its own existence apart from the isness, you see? But maybe that's just sounding mental. So I feel I have spent longer than that being rooted in this space, yet the permanent shift hasn't occurred. It may be so that if it is eternal, nature aspect is revealed to me, I may dissolve for good in it. Thank you for your beautiful expression of that you are. Please help. Raman. P.S. I first wrote this question about 6 months back, then decided not to send it without dwelling in this isness for long enough at a time, but since the question has stayed thus far, I am now asking it. So this doubt, somehow, maybe the mind, from the mind, is a doubt comes. And it's found a way to live through this doubt. And somehow attention is believing the doubt and saying, yes, I can't know if it is eternal or not. Okay, right now you don't know. You're going to give up? It's already brought stillness and peace. Does it mean it's not good, it didn't deliver 100%, so I give it up? No, you stay put with it and be present. Why should you feel the fault is with the isness and not with you? You see? Sometimes, 1,000 people are expressing something, but you feel different, but you believe in your own mind, When you say, maybe I'm not seeing something that they're seeing, let me look again, and just keep looking and see. Dear Master, I participated in the Zima retreat through internet, and by grace and love, this time I have not left. My focus lies only on you now. It truly can be the bumpy ride that you speak of, but my yes is stronger. I wanted to check in with you about the technique you encourage us to do when strong emotions come up. Okay. This person has strong anger and vulnerability in her. When it comes up, I need to drop everything and inquire. I try to observe and ask who is feeling hurt, or is the isness angry, etc. By looking at them, the emotions got very loud. They are violent thoughts, and it feels quite unbearable. I can't find the sufferer, but something doesn't want to accept all of this, wants to run away. If something wants to run away, is it you who want to run away? This at least you can be clear about. Something wants to run away. Why it want to run away? It feels deeply agitated, wants to run away. Is it the same as you want to run away? No. So something is observing, something wants to run away. Can it run away without you? So it is trying to get you to run away with him. Whereas you should be running away from him. He said, come, let's get out. Let's go. He said, no, you go. I want to stay. How far can he get? Sometimes we are confused as to how much of that is really me and how much of that is not me. You see? But the agitation is felt here. It feels like it's in my veins. It's in my lungs. You're acting out your emotions. And you feel, I feel so uncomfortable. I feel so uncomfortable. Is that the same as the mind feeling uncomfortable? You feeling uncomfortable? It's hard to know sometimes. You need to know the difference between yourself and your mind. And that's coming more and more strong as you keep recognizing the isness, because each time the recognition of isness has come, everything is like you exhale. When you're with the mind, you're getting tense. And, when you recognize the isness, isn't it? So how can that be false? The mind can keep you living on the in-breath for a long time. That when you exhale, it's like when you drop the body, does the breath go out or in? Let go of him. How much trouble he's caused already. Suppose your last breath was in. It's a horrible idea, isn't it? So the last breath, yes, out of him. And the same way, the recognition of the isness is like exhaling again. Something lets go of all this tightness, rigidity. from the mind and the memory and the identity keeps reminding you of troubles and difficulties and the last time you failed and why should you succeed again and all of this kind. Or you're far too good to be here. You're way above and beyond this type of people. Come on. Or whatever. Whichever way it gets your attention, no? That is. Where was I now? So I can't find a sufferer, but something doesn't want to accept all of this. It wants to run away. As there is so much resistance and its power doesn't seem to diminish even after quite a while of observation, I just wanted to clarify that I'm not giving it more energy by doing this. And if I should persist and look until it goes away by itself, would this be the right attitude? Someone once asked Sri Ramana Maharishi, he asked, Master, for how long should we keep inquiring? And he said, and keep inquiring until there's no one left to inquire. So that the very inquiring is diminishing the power of the questioner and the sense of separation. At a certain point, the question gets rid of the questioner. The one who starts the inquiry will not finish the inquiry, but will be finished by the inquiry. So, as there is so much resistance and its power doesn't seem to diminish even after quite a while of observation, I just wanted to clarify that I am not giving it more energy by doing this. And if I should persist and look until it goes away by itself, he's not going to go away by himself. The mind by itself is not going to quit. He's not going to say, I like you. I've given you so much trouble. You need a break. I'll go somewhere else for a month or something. It's not going to do it. It's you who are going to see it for what it is and see yourself for who you are. And right there, the spell is broken. And it's not that difficult. It is not. If you try to fight the mind with the mind, it will be a long fight. And he'll be laughing. You can fight the mind with understanding and with self-recognition. That's why he puts so much resistance to you discovering true understanding, because it's so powerful. As winter is approaching and my retreat will continue here inside, your guidance will serve along the upcoming time of introspection and dissolving. Thank you for your tireless pointings and your trust that we will eventually get it. Our lives are the sweet fruits on your tree. I also must thank you for exposing my arrogance. As I cannot meet you physically, I will meet you in the heart. Better than this, is it? Elaine. Not Elaine. E-L-I-A-N-E. Is pronounced? Elaine. Not Elaine, she says. Spoken E-L-Y-A-N. Ilyan or Ilyan. Meaning both my God is Jehovah and my God has answered. That's the name. We better get it right then. Ilyan. Ilyan is not right? It's definitely not Elaine, okay? Okay? You are my God and you have answered. What auspicious incarnation. I think last time I spoke, I don't know, last time was when, but I think it was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, we had a satsang about emotions and just any feeling that come. It's very, very strong. Some people, maybe it can be the fear of rejection, for instance, is a strong one, isn't it? For many people, the fear of rejection or being cast out or something. And we said, how would you deal with something when it's so strong? You know? The fear of, like being isolated and rejected, you see? How will you deal? Well, you will deal with it in much the same way as any other kind of thing that is troubling you, you see? And what I said about it was that if we said, for instance, a fear of whatever, resistance or jealousy or rejection or something is coming, it's really, really strong. And these things are strong only when you become personal. Okay? It's as though the mind's work is successful, the psychological mind is successful if it gets you to become personal, to identify personally. In fact, I'm daring to say all problems are person-based. I'm going to say like this, okay? Because as soon as you become personal, you diminish in your power as consciousness. You start to fight like a person. You see? You're not fighting with understanding. You are desperate. When you discover the isness field of yourself, it is not personal. So the person is easily perceived. If it arises, you can see, it's nothing. And gradually, it will not cause you to turn your head towards the person. It will just be like just some mosquito. You keep on, no? This is what will happen. So let's start at that, because some people, we have powerful emotions come, and sometimes when they come up, you feel you just have to go cold turkey and just wait until they pass or something. But I want to tell you that here we make use of every experience. We need difficult and challenging experiences. We need the sweet and the bitter, especially the bitter you need it also, to develop spiritual muscle. You need it in order to test and to go more deeply into your being. If all your experiences was all just light and fun and stuff, nobody would wake up. You'd be satisfied with your egoic existence. But because at some point it begins to crash, your dreams are crashing, your projections are not working, and you feel really depressed. But this depression is for the person, not for the isness. And sometimes out of these states of very heavy feeling, you are compelled to find your way out. And the way out is the way in. Because you have to find that space. You have to find that space. With the invitation, it becomes very easy. But if those states catch hold of your attention, the isness will feel remote. It will just feel like it's remote. And if somebody says, but what about the isness? You'll feel very annoyed. Because now you're gripped by your own projections, you're struggling, and that's your reality at the moment. All this will fade gradually as you stay and somehow, confirm your isness place. But I want to show you a little bit when those emotions or bad feelings come inside. When they come, like, say, if we use one, say, like, rejection, you see. So this feeling of rejection, and it's so loud, energetically it's present inside the body, and it's like, these feelings are happening, and you're feeling that somehow you're just overwhelmed by the feeling. Then, first of all, don't try to stop it. The reflex is to try and stop it, or to create some distraction for yourself, so that you can, phone a friend or something, or have an ice cream to try and get out of that mind state. But I'm saying now, I'm going to show you how to use it. Because in these situations, they are very, very, although they are very strong experientially and emotionally, they are full of spiritual vitamins on the other side of them, and I want to show you how. Because when they come, it's a chance to recognize who you truly are and to break that spell. So let's say that the emotion comes and is strong feeling of revenge, or let's say the fear of rejection, and it's feeling in the body, and then also what's happening is the mind starts to create interpretations of the feeling, and that's when it gets even. It's on steroids now, because once the mind get hold of it, it's like, and it starts to gather evidence, and the ego loves evidence. You start to remember things that no human being should be remembering, like this, and and all negativity, and you don't get it that the state is trying to increase itself. So how to do it? So first, let him be there. If you don't try to fight, then your powers to observe will increase. You understand? If you fight, you're in. You've logged in. So you're in. And you're not able to observe. You're too identified. So you simply let the feeling go, they're there, and just allow it to manifest in the body. It's manifesting. And just by not fighting, you come to see that you are experiencing sensations, you're experiencing something that is visiting the body, and at some point it will leave, you know that. But while it's there, you're not trying to push it. The natural instinct is to try and get rid of it. But you're being shown, just let it be there first, no? And then in your own time, put this question, so what is the message inside the feeling? Try and understand, what is it saying? And if you want, you can write it down. It's saying that, nobody appreciates you. That hurts, oh God. And it's not the first time that you have noticed them. So you write them down. And even your mom. Put it all down. Does it right? Okay? Okay. You put it down. You have understood what the message is. No? Now you find out, who is it impacting upon? Who is suffering it? Okay? Now the reflex answer, it's me. Why bother go through all of this of finding out? It's me. But no, we have to go more. Identify precisely, is the one who is suffering it, can it be tangibly recognized? Okay? Can it be identified? Okay? Still, big tsunami. Can you do this? Yes, you can. Okay? Just let it happen. Don't waste energy trying to fight. You're just looking, and that's different. Now find out, can it be identified? The sufferer here. The suffering we know, the feeling, but let the feeling identify the sufferer of it. So you must do this. Don't say, I know the answer. That does not work. You must experience the answer. Okay? So you say, can they feel that? And this resistance is like resistance. Like, I don't have time to try and look into who is suffering. But that's also another thought you're observing, no? So just see if it can be identified. Don't be in a hurry. You can do this also. The feeling is there. Waves of mind attack, emotional. But there's a seeing that's present, a capacity to look. Can the sufferer be found? And some intelligence inside you begin to scan to see if it can find or identify the suffering entity. Because if there is identity, it implies an I entity. Can the entity be found? So don't imagine, just look. Use the emotions. Something wants to say, I can't bear this. Who is speaking? Who is speaking that? Can it be found? You see? And as you look and keep the looking going, even in the face of the screaming apparent one, at some point, if you keep it up, something will either do like this, like suddenly it seems to vanish. But don't start to celebrate just yet. Okay? Because something wants to go, oh God, thank you, Jesus. Oh, God. No, just stay where you are and invite it back. Okay? Invite him back. Where are you gone? Come back. Throw the punch again. Throw the punch. I'm ready. Come on, come. Where are you? And it may just send you a little email saying, not when you're ready. Okay? When I am ready. Okay? Whatever. Okay? Or as you keep on, just keep being present. You're not on the attack. You're just firm in the place of the weakness. Your intellect, your intelligence is still alive. The feeling is in the body. Don't put so much meaning to that. The body is made to take such feelings. It can take them. If it can take whatever else, it can take this feeling. Okay? It will pass. Look. But your intelligence begins to scan, to try and find, identify. There's suffering, so there must be a sufferer. Just do the looking. Don't create a sufferer. Just see if it can be found. And the mind, in the role of the assailant, of the one who is beating you, cannot keep up its power under the scrutiny of your observation. And it will either collapse like this, and you feel spaciousness again, or as you keep looking, this happens like, that's another way he leaves. His power leaves. Don't start opening up the champagne just yet. Just keep looking, stay with it. Don't be from now the sufferer to the celebrator, okay? Don't identify with anything. Just stay empty and just keep looking present. And just say to the mind or to this power, any time you like, I'll be here. Okay? Don't be thankful to the mind. Oh, thank you, mind. Thank you. No, don't bend your knees to the mind in this mode of mind. You are here to transcend its influence and its seeming authority by discovering the natural authority of the self. So this is a practical way like this. If you can go directly to the isness, better. Then you don't even have to do any inquiry just yet. Maybe save your inquiry for a really important moment or whatever. If you can come, as soon as you get accustomed to the space of the isness, at some point it will not require memory anymore. It will not require any practice. It will be your natural climate. Whatever happens, like I gave example before, it's like if you caught the flu for 3 weeks or something like that, then whatever you do in that 3 weeks is happening in the flu state, isn't it? Whether you're having a shower, you're on the phone, you're sending an email, you're at the supermarket, you're on the toilet, whatever it is, it's still in the flu state. The flu state is all-pervading almost. In the same way, everything that arises in you, every action that takes place, even the functioning of perception, is taking place in the isness. You understand that, isn't it? And it becomes so natural for you. Don't talk about it with anybody, not yet. Just be loyal to it. It is not personal. It is much greater than any person. You see? You're growing back into your original state. And it is a delightful homecoming. It is a tremendously empowering rediscovering. You see? So just keep staying with it. Now and again the mind will come. Something may happen, which may just be any ordinary thing, but the mind will claim it or something. Or you will think, oh, it's my mind again. And sometimes you are making up the mind. Sometimes mind has got nothing to do with it. You say, oh, my mind is in my mind. Ah, did you call? Okay, yeah, whatever, you know. So just, you will also get used to not keep saying, oh, my mind, my mind, my mind. You don't have a mind. It's just like you have the air, universal air. You breathe it in. You say, my breath. Oh, where is it? Where's your breath? Can you find it again? We cannot find it. So it is just habit. It is just culture, human culture, the way that language works, the way that duality works. It is simple like that. So all this is going to start to become much, much lighter, because the most heavy experience you can have in life is to experience life as a person. You see? And I feel the world, the human kingdom, is suffering from person poison. Too much personality, you, me, this, I don't like them, I don't like that. The isness is not like that. From the isness is universal love. It makes no distinction, oh, you're not like this, I like, it has no type. Just like the sky has no favorite clouds. The isness has no favorite way, favorite thoughts, favorite way to be. It makes everything divine. Okay? So, let me see if I can try another one and see what happened here. This one is nice and short. No? Venerable Mooji, my English is not so good, so I will ask for the Sangha to translate. And so they translated. I came across a video from Mooji 2 months ago. I was immediately very touched and I began to transcribe the recordings. My husband also had a positive disposition if he found him to be nice. Then came the attack, sickness for my husband, problem with my 2 daughters, and an impression not to be able to go further. The question is, keep on going and bear the sickness or stop all of it? Know that I cannot leave this life, too old, too poor, too weak. The question again, keep on going and bear the sickness or stop all of it, knowing that I cannot leave this life, too old, too poor, too weak. Who is attacking me? Ego? Old shit from the past? I thank you so much for responding, and please tell me how I can be connected with you. So there's old shit and new shit, by the way. Okay. Christine, lost in translation, says, thank you so much for the person who translates. So again, so I came across video from Mooji 2 months ago. I was immediately very touched and I began to transcribe the recordings. My husband also had a positive disposition. He found him nice. Then came the attack, sickness for my husband, problem with my 2 daughters, and an impression not to be able to go further. This I want to tell you about, so that we grow up about these things, that these forces work like that, okay? There is some force. It is not just a little strangeness in the brain or nothing like that. There are forces that are destructive, evil even, in their intention, and there are forces that are above them, much more beautiful and caring and loving and the transcendental powers. And these things are likely to happen for a bit, but they cannot overwhelm you unless you give in to them. It's almost as though they're rebelling and they want you to give up. They'll try and pinch you, to trip you up, to say, look, this is all too much, so I'll just be a nice girl and I'll just stay home and I'll just continue what my mind likes to do. It's a small price to pay for freedom. Sometimes, many of you, I'm sure if you've been here for a while, you experience some resistance, something is there that comes and tries to put you off the scent of looking. And you may even start to feel, I shouldn't go to this place, it is not good for me to go. But very often you know that it's not that. It is as though something is trying to stop you from going and like that. But as soon as it can only, the ego mind and these forces, they cannot attack the isness. You understand? They cannot attack your true self. They can only attack the idea you're holding on to of who you are. They can only attack your self-image. They can only attack your identity as a person. And that's why I say something tries to pull you back into the mode of personhood, because then you are susceptible to its attack and its influence. When you come more to be aware of the isness, it's like it cannot follow you. The isness is beyond its reach. So sometimes in states like this, as you are discovering and moving into the new place, freshly discovered space of isness, you may feel some things trying to break your resolve. But you stay put. It will soon be gone. It will soon be gone. You stay put. If you keep on going back, then it will seem to prolong its sense of being. Every awakened being experiences these things. We have been putting up with them under the reign of the ego because you think that's just life. But it's not just life. It's possible to be always happy, I dare say. So happy that there's room for a little bit of sadness to come. Room for a little bit of trouble to come, but it cannot overshadow your happiness. There's room in the immensity of being for every expression to come, to manifest itself, and to exhaust its expression, and to again just collapse into oblivion. You must understand these things, otherwise when the mind comes, you're caught by surprise, you start to flutter like a fish out of water. But when you stay from the place of the isness, when you remember what I'm sharing with you, your power will increase again. When you go to your person, start to feel sorry for yourself and why me, he will bite you. When you stand firm and look and don't identify, don't play the game, don't be pulled into the mind's web, so to speak. Just observe, he can't go further. And when you verify what I'm saying in you, you'll feel immensely happy. You say, wait a minute, there's an end to this. It is possible to put an end to this. You don't just have to suffer it also, you see. In fact, one day you will even thank your mind. Thank you, mind, for giving so much trouble. Because I had to find a way to beat you. I had to find a way to transcend your voice. So you were indirectly a facilitator to my freedom. Can you imagine such a day? Good. So the question, should I keep on going and bear the sickness or stop all of it? I think you know the answer. I think you know the answer, Christine. Don't give up. Don't give up. This is a a false attack, all of these things, to see if you'll give in and go back to the old regime. No, you hold firm. You say, no, no. This life is for freedom. I am chosen for freedom. That's your attitude. Who is attacking me? Ego? Old shit from the past? I thank you so much for responding, and please tell me how I can be connected with you. You are already, if you are following the pointers and experiencing them, that is already a connection that is beautiful and that will continue serving you like that. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. Let's see a chime. Are we getting tired now? Yeah, no, really? Wow. Dear Mooji Baba, even it is seen during the retreats, the imagined spiritual self is madly striving for enlightenment, and it is exhausting the physical body. Now it is clear, due to the long and strong identification with this spiritual self, it has its driving force and its conditioned ways to express itself, in brackets, ascetic habits. In me has been born a yes to cooperate with the process of disintegration of this old habit. Do you understand? Please help me to die to this false self so that truth can emerge in this bodily expression. I trust in you, I trust in life and in the discovery what is deepening inside my being. With gratitude and love, Saba from Hungary. C-S-A-B-A. Now guys, don't guess, okay? C-S-A-B-A from Hungary. Saba? Shaba? Sabi? No, C-S-A-B-A. Saba, I think Saba. Oh. Namaste Bhagavan. This isness has no questions. Yet at times, when consciousness contemplates, it finds a core which it can't even communicate with. It is like Shiva is timeless samadhi. Here I am fully aware of myself, but this core I can't penetrate. It is not even aware. It is in me, but I can't say that I am in it. There's no way to communicate with it. I am aware of it. It is not aware of me. It never opens eyes. It does not know who I am. It does not acknowledge my presence. What is it? This realm has no isness, no here and now. My ultimate truth as awareness, which is knowing itself, by which all is known, fails. It does not require to borrow my awareness. What is happening, Bhagavan? What is it? That is not revealed even by light of knowing at your feet. You know who I am. I do not know who I am. Ever at your feet in the umbrella of your loving toenail. Feel no need to mention name. You said you came for me. You are not my guru only. You are Lord incarnate. I am your child, Bhagavan. Koti, koti pranam, Anil. Sometimes I have to go over this thing. In this isness has no quality. Yet at times when consciousness contemplates, it finds a core which it can't even communicate with. It is like Shiva in timeless samadhi. Here I am fully aware of myself, but this core I can't penetrate. It is not even aware. Who are you then? Let's take a look, because I'm reading this letter on different levels. Okay? So if I were to, I'm going to try and go to the higher one after, but if I say, you are writing, somebody's written this letter, we want to know who has written this letter. Here I am fully aware of myself, but this core, I can't penetrate. So there is the core and an I who is admitting I cannot penetrate the core. So the very nature of the expression of the sentence defines what the position of the writer is. Does it not? Do you follow? If he says, I am here fully aware of myself, but this core I can't penetrate. It is not even aware. Okay? It's not even aware. Because it could be, this is something, we can go very high, or we can stay and read this letter in the field of duality. No? The letter is written in the space of duality, but I'm trying to find out whether the one writing it is moving locations all the time. No? So it is not even aware. It is in me being what? Let's say that he's defining himself as consciousness. It is in me, the core is in me, I am consciousness, but I can't say that I am in it. Yeah? The core is in me, you see? Like we can say, the world is in me and I'm in the world. But he's saying, this core is in me, but I am not in it. So you as what is not in it? If you say that I as consciousness is still external to this core. So you want me to go into this a bit or not? Some people not sure about that. It's okay. It is very important for some people to understand. Okay. Yes, okay. So it is in me, but I can't say that I am in it. So something is comprehending that there's two things, that the core is apart from everything. If the core is apart from everything, it cannot be called core. Isn't it? Okay. So it is in me, but I can't say that I am in it. There is no way to communicate with it, because the communicator has already defined himself as being apart from it. It is not defining itself as being apart from the communicator. Okay? It doesn't even acknowledge as a reality the communicator, though it manifests such a communicator. It cannot say, look, a communicator exists. A communicator is a play that it creates in order to have the taste and the experience of communicating what it is through what it imagines it creates or something. So there is no way to communicate with it. I am aware of it. It is not aware of me. How you know it's not aware of you? You must be aware of its inability to communicate or to be aware. So are you greater as an awareness? Let's see. It never opens eyes. So it doesn't have eyes to open, okay? It does not know who I am, which is true to a point. You can say it doesn't know who you are. It's you who think you are something worth knowing, okay? Independent of it. It does not acknowledge my presence. So this one who is speaking knows that the core does not acknowledge your presence independently, meaning that you exist independent of me for me to acknowledge you exist. You see? Okay. So what is it? Question. What is it? Who are you asking anyway? So? Okay. This realm has no isness, no here and now. So something knows that. Okay? My ultimate truth as awareness, which is knowing itself, by which all is known, fails. It does not require to borrow my awareness. So that core does not require to borrow my awareness in order to know who I am or anything else. But something seems to know that it doesn't have that. Now, is that knowledge true? That alleged knowledge of an independent perceiver who is saying the core doesn't acknowledge me, it doesn't need my awareness, you see? And it doesn't have eyes to open, it doesn't know who I am, it does not acknowledge my presence. What is it? This realm has no isness, so there's no isness in it. Which I could say, does it say it is isness? No, it doesn't say it is isness. To whom does it say? So if it says it is isness, it has to prepare something to listen to it saying, I am the isness. And seen as there's nothing else but it. Whatever it prepares to listen to it must also share in its reality, must be the isness also. What is happening, Bhagwan? What is it that is not revealed even by the light of knowing? But you seem to be saying you know that it is not, understood that? At your feet. You know who I am. I do not know who I am. But if you don't know who you are, but you seem to know what the core is and what is not, unless what I'm saying that the letter is written on several different layers, okay? And speaking like this sometimes, you know? Okay? I'm looking if that is the case. Because I remember one time, I told this story before in my town, in Brixton, no? In London. One day I'm riding my bicycle. In those days I was a bit more fit, riding my bicycle. Going through the market, almost coming to the market, and I saw a figure walking up the road like this. In a big black coat walking and looking on the ground. And I'm observing this figure because it looks very unusual. Now, Brixton has a lot of unusual people. But this one is extra unusual. Okay? Then as I come closer, I'm slowing down because I'm curious about this character. And I see that he's picking up bits of cigarettes that people didn't finish. He's picking them up, he's lighting them, maybe just to have one little kiss. And he go, so, but as he's coming close, I see that he's mumbling something, he's speaking something. And this traffic is passing, but I'm so tuned in with this character. He's just looks a bit wild, you know. And he said, I hear him uttering, I am so worthless, nobody wants me. Not even the devil wants me. So he said this thing. I am so worthless, nobody wants me. Not even the devil wants me. I had never heard anything. I said, sure, if nobody wants you, the devil definitely will have you. He said, not even the devil wants him. Nobody wants me. Now, if you hear something spoken like that, you would think that this person must be seriously crushed, must be so dispirited to say such words. I've never heard anybody say something like that. But the vibration was as though it was the Avadut. It would be like Dattatreya himself, the holy sage speaking. Could it be? Yes. They say things like this. For what? Because in that statement is tremendous joy. I can't tell you how much joy also can be there. Out of saying the same thing, one being can be totally crushed, almost a hopeless case. And from another being, it is like the highest utterance. Not because of the words, but because of the spirit out of which they come. You see? So I'm looking in this letter to see what spirit is behind this. You see? Like this, no? If he's teasing me, yeah? Playing, you know everything, me, I don't know nothing. You see, I want to see him, try to catch him out. Even at your feet in the umbrella of your loving toenail, feel no need to mention name. You said you came for me. You are not my guru only, you are the Lord incarnate. I am your child, Bhagavan. Koti Koti Pranam, Anil. So I would like to meet this Anil. You see, I would like to meet someone like this, just to meet, just for the pleasure, no? Are you playing? Because I sense maybe a little play. Because somehow there's no sadness I feel in it. You understand? I may read one letter and feel, oh gosh, maybe try and get this person here quickly. I really need to spend some time. But I read this, I'm a little not sure. You see? There is some very, very high intelligence, and not necessarily a kind of personal intellect. Maybe something is there, maybe playing a little bit. Isn't it? Should I stop now? Or we do? Okay, I have to try. Beloved Guruji, I bow at your true heart and at your holy feet with my entire being. Thank you, Master, for vigilantly sharing the light of truth with us and for the immense gift of the invitation. Mooji, I have been deeply listening to you every day for a while, looking inside, inquiring, and letting it all fall away to enter the roomless room, bare, leaving the mind at the door. And when you say to even let go of imagination and visualization, a big fear arises. What about prayer? What about calling in the awakened beings and the divine angels for a felt sense of guidance, protection, and safety from the dark forces? Why not? It provides all these outlets, these avenues, these doors, these ways, each according to the temperament, because it designs even the very temperament and your inclination, and whether your temperament will change. Everything is there. It is way ahead. So if your urge inside is to pray to the Lord of the universe and say, Lord or Father or Holy God, please help me, because I don't even know if I am sincere. You can talk to God like that. I don't even know if I am true. I think I'm true, but sometimes I'm false. Help me to be true enough to receive your grace. This is good prayer, isn't it? And it works. It works, you see? So, what about prayer? What about calling in the awakened beings and the divine angels for a felt sense of guidance, protection, and safety from the dark forces? Yes. I have been noticing a compulsion to do these prayers and visualizations. Visualization is different from prayer. Visualizations, you are projecting and imagining and making things up. Prayer is not making anything up. Its responses are clear and concise, not visualization, you see. So I've been noticing a compulsion to do these prayers and visualizations every day in order to feel safe, psychically and spiritually. So when you say, don't pick up imagination, I notice a very strong panic that if I stop calling to the Christ and seeing the angels surrounding me, I may be exposed to harmful dark energies. Where is the dark energies in the isness? They may still manifest in the dynamic realm, because that's the realm that they can play. They cannot play in the pure pure light, the pure awareness self. But they can play where there is identity, where there's a kind of history or the sense of personhood. These forces are playing also. You can transcend them also. Okay? So there is a mistake here though. It says, so when you say don't pick up imagination, hear this, I notice a very strong panic that if I stop calling to the Christ, is that imagination though? You see? I don't feel it to be imagination. Imagination is making up pictures and it also, the spirit works through imagination also. But if you do too much of that, you're already gone out of, you're already creating other kind of a sense of realities that are just conjured up in the mind. It is not imagination, you see. So if I say don't pick up any imagination, or don't visualize anything, it means don't activate the mind, because mind wants to do that. There are many people who are just fantasizing their life. They're just imagining life. They're not interested in the actualization, in the actuality of life. They're more into their story and their projection. Well, how you are going to authentically grow just on imagination? Because people, in this world it also has a power. I remember once watching one program, and they were interviewing a woman who was, she was a great, very well-known writer, romantic novels. And she had the girls from all different countries going crazy with her love stories. She was making the most delicious love stories, and people buying from all over the world. Now they're interviewing her as a writer, and they ask, so the interviewer asked her, so, you must have such a broad experience, and you have had so many lovers and all of this, to write so amazingly, you see? Listen to what she said. She said, I have never had a boyfriend. She said like this. She said, I've never been kissed. I've never been fondled or nothing like that. Just I have this imagination and I just, just feel what it's like. Can you imagine? And all the girls are reading, boys maybe too, but mostly girls reading. So imagination can do this. It can give you a kind of life, not necessarily based upon anything true. So I don't want to put Christ in any category of imagination. Although imagination can play a part, just like emotions play a part, everything can play a part, imagination also. But I would not limit him to imagination, you see. And also the angels surrounding me, I may be exposed to harmful dark energies. This must be another sly trick of the mind. So then, what is the right relationship to prayer, to calling on the guardians of the light, and doing visualizations for protection? Please help me see clearly. What is visualization, you see? That you're in your bedroom and someone is saying, just relax. Imagine you're on a beach. I know some people do that to do massage and they want to get you, you're all stressed and everything. They say, you're on an island just by yourself. And their massage, you're just by yourself. So the massager is not there also. And there's just, you can hear the sound of the waves. Perfect temperature and everything like this. No? And you can hear the angels singing, hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, that is visualization, isn't it? Imagination. It means that, yes, I'm going along. I could not put faith in God and like this as limited to imagination, you see. There must be some openness. for you to see things as they are. Maybe in one way, I can say, can I say also? All of this is imagined. I can say this also. Everything is imagination, including your own self. Is the imagination of God. Where is God? Inside also. But can you understand that? If it doesn't feel for you, then leave it. If you don't like what I say, then forget about it. But there are those of you who understand what I say. Okay. Does it mean your life, if it's just imagination, No. It may be even more light, something more light, more beautiful also. So, this must be another sly trick of the mind. So then, what is the right relationship to prayer? To call in faith, not imagination. You don't have to imagine. You have enough faith to feel, okay, you may say to God, I don't think I have sufficient faith. I'm so tiny faith. One time in biblical story, one man came and he approached Jesus and says something like, my child or my servant or something is ill and dying. If you can do something, will you help me? So the master say, if? He says, no, all things are possible for the one who believes. Then listen to what the man say. He says, sir, I do believe. Help me to overcome my disbelief. That is a wisdom, that is honesty, I do believe, like I take the stand to believe you, I believe you. However, I have a tendency to doubt and to disbelieve. Help me to overcome my disbelief, you see. That is honesty. And when you can speak like this, although you can't see God or you feel you cannot see God or something like this, you speak like this and something comes out of it. You can ask God, please give me a sign to let me know that you heard me. Give me a sign that is tangible that I can recognize. And He will give you a sign. So thank you with infinite gratitude, love, and supreme blessings to you and your beloved team, Ani. Okay. Yes, my love. Beloved Master, since I met you on YouTube 2012, this beautiful tiredness entered my life, accompanied by strong peace and joy. Is that a complaint? So, since I met you, this beautiful tiredness entered my life, accompanied by strong peace and joy. This tiredness, peace, and joy has never left me. They just became stronger. I wasn't able to work and I couldn't dedicate myself to any of the things I loved, such as playing football, playing guitar, or being with my girlfriend. After 5 years, now gradually and slowly I start to move in the so-called world. But still, there is not enough power to complete the so-called physical, mental, and all the other demanding activities that my parents and my girlfriend are expecting from me to do. Sounds familiar? Yeah. There was no need to write you in these 5 years of time because I was already taken and started to melt like the ice in water. Therefore, everything was revealing and the waves of illumination started coming, and still they are coming in a very powerful way. I need your final encouragement and your final weapon for the last push of the mind in the form of fears and doubts, such as, you are 5 years tired. How are you going to work? This tiredness won't go. You will be alone all way. Everyone will abandon you. You are not able to take care of yourself. How are you going to look after your family tomorrow? You are 25 and it's a shame for not earning money. Love you, my master. Rafet Zekovic from Macedonia. Sounds a bit familiar sometime? So what has happened, it seemed like since becoming aware of satsang, a beautiful tiredness has come along with it, strong peace and joy. And the peace and joy and the tiredness keep getting stronger and stronger. Which is fine with me, me, yes. But not with girlfriend, not with parents. They're saying, whoa, what is going on with you? 5 years you have been like this. Get up and get a job, and do something with your life, and maybe the things that sometimes people say. And after 5 years, slowly some energy is coming back. But not enough to keep up with the expectations that you should be. You're 25 years old. Why are you sitting around sort of like, what are you doing? Because that is seen like a waste of life. Sitting down, meditating, go and get a job, this type of thing. See, so anyhow, there was no need to write to you in the 5 years of time because I was already taken and started to melt like the ice in water. So who is the evaluator of your life? Who is it that measures the quality of your life? Suppose you are living and you are in total joy in what you do. You see? Because I know one man, sculptor, he was a sculptor, and I saw him on the film. His work was, he was carving with a scalpel, on the head of a matchstick. On the head of a matchstick, he would carve an elephant on the end of a matchstick, and on top of the elephant is a rider holding an umbrella, open. Okay, that was his work. Okay, so how big? Not bigger than the head of a matchstick. Yes. No. It was just they could show. Actually, when they're showing him working, it looks like he's not doing anything at all. Is that? So you don't see, it's like somebody painting, is that? So what you say, what you doing around sitting all day just looking at the head of a matchstick? Get a real job. But maybe this person is working harder than anybody else in concentration, in intensity of concentration, in the beauty of his work. What is work? Maybe what you love you don't call work. People say, go and work and do something, get this and so on, And maybe sometimes they're right in some situation, not in every situation, because someone, maybe they cannot evaluate, your state. You may be the happiest you've been all your life. But somebody may say to you, yeah, but, you should get a job and, get married, have a car and a house. What happened? He said, but I'm happy. Yeah, but... What about your work? What about this? So they may not be able to appreciate your state as being somehow valid. What you have to do. On what is your life measured, you see? I just say like that. I need your final encouragement and your final weapon for the last push of the mind in the form of fears and doubts, such as the mind is saying, you are 5 years tired. This is your friend, your mind. No? How are you going to work? This tiredness won't go. You will be alone. This is your thoughts. I don't want to call it your mind. So your thought, some thought is going there, from the mind, of course. You will be alone this way. Everyone will abandon you. Some people wish that also, just abandon me. I can just do what I want to do or something. You are not able to take care of yourself. How are you going to look after your family tomorrow? You're 25 and it is a shame for not earning money. So maybe this is our conditioning. Something is speaking back in the form of mind like that. So would you prefer, I'm not speaking against work, everybody has work to do. We also here working. But what is the value of your life? That other people see that you are well dressed and you're smart and you're making money, but you're not particularly happy. Or that you're deeply happy and at peace, full of love, but broke. And I don't even think you're broke. If you have found the truth and you are broke, then you have found the wealth of poverty. Because there's a poverty in wealth, and there's a wealth in poverty also. It's all here. Maybe somebody would prefer to see you looking smart for everybody else, but for your own real happiness, they say, yeah, it's just life, you'll get over it. But you're happy and you look like, well, you're not going out and doing the things that are expected of you by whatever, society, family, or projections. And then that is seen as a dropout or something, I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time over those things. Yes. I would always, if I could, I would always encourage you for freedom. Whatever the apparent cost may be to your social life, your personal life, because I know the richness of passed through many states, of experiencing not having money and all these things. But every one of them was without regret. It was a richness and enriching, you see. Each one have their own unique path to walk. You maybe don't have to taste the things, superficially that I experience or whatever. But whatever it is that your being needs to experience in the manifestation, you will experience them. It's just a question of whether you experience them happily or unhappily. It's not necessarily the thing in itself. It's whether you experience them happily or unhappily, you see. I'm going to read one more letter, and then I think that is for the time for today. Beloved Mooji, thank you so much for all of your love and light for all our beings. I am so grateful for your amazing teachings. The invitation is just so amazing. This isness is the place that I was searching for all my life. I don't want to search, I just want to be. When I'm in the isness, I feel so happy, so light, so loved. I have the feeling that I'm just my pure true self. I want to have this all the time with me. But my person, my mind is making it so difficult. Every day I have little fights in my head with my mind. I have so much fear for so many things. I have fear to go crazy, fear to become really sick, even though I know that this is not what I am. I try to keep telling that to myself. How can I let go of this mind? I know that it has to be simple. I have the feeling the more I think of it, the more difficult it gets. I just recently got my first child and I want to be a good mom. I don't want to be all the time scared and making him feel scared because of my fear. I want to shine for him and be happy for myself, for him, and for everybody. Please help me to let me letting go of that mind, that person, that fear. You cannot imagine how much it would mean to me if you would read my letter. I cannot wait to see you in the next satsangs. I'm going to be in Portugal for sure. I love you so, so much. Yours, Buse, B-U-S-E, 21 years old. B-U-S-E, originally from Turkey, now living in Germany. B-U-S-E, Buse? Buse. So again, it is again expressing what I said, that sometimes as soon as you experience a profound insight, followed by fear and resistance and insecurity. Have you noticed sometime like that? And again, she's having a breakthrough into the isness. When she's in the isness consciously, you see, because the operative word here is when I'm in the isness. So are you a visitor to the isness? You see? And that has to change. Because something, if the mind was an entity, he would say, when? Haha. She's not sure she's the isness yet. More for me to do. You understand? She's not sure that she's in the isness. When I go there. And when will that be? Weekends? When I'm in the isness, I am fine. But at other times, you never said, when I'm in the isness, I have trouble. You say, no. Here it is, it says, when I'm in the isness, I feel so happy, so light, so loved. I have the feeling that I'm just my pure self. I want to have this all the time with me. No, as you, not with you. With is a part. As your own self. But my person, which is where, by the way, my mind is making it so difficult. Why? I call the person the imagined self, not your true self. It's like you're living with a mask, and the mask is your person, and you're relating the mask as yourself. The mask has a programming, it has a conditioning, it has belief, it has identity, but still it's not you, it's not real. And in this life, your chance is to find this out and to be free. So, but my person, my mind is making it so difficult. Every day I have little fights in my head with my mind. I have so much fear for so many things. Who is speaking now? Person. Is it? Only the person can speak this. Only the personal state can write like this, at least this part of the letter. You see? Maybe the first part is the coming from presence. Next bit shift to person. Okay? I have fear to go crazy, fear to become really sick. Who tells you this thing? This one. If you go this way, you see, myself, I can tell you from experience, because in the early days also, it came like this, you know. When something was making a breakthrough, some greater insights were coming, and then suddenly, guess what happened? I start to, like an image and a fear came in my mind that I was going to become Quasimodo. You know what Quasimodo is? It's like this hunchback that goes around. I was going to become a hunchback and be walking on the street like this, you know? Where that come? It's not even in my culture, Quasimodo. You understand? He's from Paris, no? Some old hundreds of years ago, whatever, you know? Yes. And this image, why? I only saw that image maybe once, some black and white movie. But that one zapped in, and somehow, for a moment, I stopped for a minute. I said, whoa. Like, I love the truth, but Quasimodo, well, you know, I was a cool guy in my town. I can't be going around hobbling like this. So something is playing like that, and I felt, whoa, oh my God, you know, I mean, like, you know, Michael Jackson, okay. Anyhow, so these things come, and I'm telling you so that you understand our mind, or how the field of delusions work. It comes in an image that you will not like, to try and frighten, so you abandon your search. You understand? I'm not just telling you jokes, I'm telling you these things may come, and you feel, oh, I can't do this, oh, it's not for me anymore, and you don't realize you're having a mind attack, basically. Okay? So, now I have the fear I'm going crazy, the fear of becoming sick. That's another thing. Crazy is also a very good one. Mind is one of the aces from the mind, you know. You're going to go crazy. Because you start to think, well, maybe I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Because nobody else is thinking like you right now. And just, maybe you're crazy. You better stop now before it's too late. You think, yeah, maybe. Okay? Even though I know that this is not what I am, I try to keep telling that to myself. But by this time, it's already too late. You're telling to the one who doesn't really exist. You're telling it to your self-image. No, you're not. No, this is not true. And so, but really, underneath that, you believe maybe it is true. No, it's not true. You know, this is just a farce, actually. How can I let go of this mind? I know that it has to be simple. I have the feeling, the more I think of it, the more difficult it gets. I wonder if you've been following the invitation also. Because maybe the mind just says, listen, if the invitation is worse. You're just going to be spread so thin as the infinite. I mean, you're never going to reshape yourself again. And can you imagine if you're sick now as a person, multiplied by infinity? I mean, whoa! Now, I just recently got my first child and I want to be a good mom. I don't want to be all the time scared and making him feel scared because of my fear. I want to shine for him and be happy for myself, for him, and for everybody. Then listen to and follow the invitation. It is your most direct route into freedom. It's the most direct, the most simple. You cannot imagine how much it would mean to me if you would read my letter. I cannot wait to see you in the next satsang. You don't have to wait. Just go on the internet and put the invitation and watch today's satsang. Buse. Watch. I hope you're watching. You watch this satsang. Listen again. Follow the invitation. Recognize the obvious. Recognize it and stay with it, because something inside it wants to give you, the mind is always going to send you on a journey. Yeah, just go up there and then you turn left and right again. And, it will never tell you, but why are you searching? You're here. No. The mind that will do that is already the self. So, okay. I think enough for the moment. I hope somehow that through this day that we spent a few hours together. I'm very happy for that, and that somehow you can begin to bathe inside your discovering. That will go deeper and deeper, richer and richer, purer and purer. if there's anything to say, just be aware of this, is to just watch as the mind force try to come and to create divisions in you to distract and to distort what you have heard. But if you are vigilant, if you are earnest in what you are searching for, you will transcend him. Everyone who something burning, can you appreciate what is burning? You have to also appreciate what is burning. You know what happened today? One man, Sri Vijay, he's going back to India, he has to go. That's why he left earlier, to get the train. But he met me outside and he said, I want to thank you because I felt some arrogance came up in me, and through your presence, it burned me. Something burned inside, and it's still burning now. And you know what he said? You were there together. He says, don't stop the burning. Don't stop it. Please, don't take it away. Because I need it. I need this burning to be free because it's exposing something. And he is mature enough to not say, oh, take it away, I can't bear it. No. He says, no. This fire will help me. When I say, step into the fire of self-discovery, this fire will not burn you. It will burn only what you are not. And it's coming up something, fire. He's leaving. And what did he say? Don't take away this fire. Let it burn. Because it's burning something that I need to have burnt. Only someone who is mature can say this, you know. You feel it, use him. Don't think, oh, it's burning. What is burning? It can't burn the isness. It can't burn your truth. It can only burn the thing that is trying to fight to live. Death is trying to live. You are going to kill death itself. And it will feel terrible in the moment. It will feel, oh my God, I can't bear. But don't. Say thank you. Thank you for this fire. Please burn everything. Don't leave anything unburnt. Burn everything. Burn even my ashes. Burn. That is the prayer of one who knows this inside the heart. They know. They're not just thinking, a person is thinking, oh, what if I become sick? What if this? No, they're not buying into the mind's game. They see he's a trickster, you see. From ancient times, he was called the deceiver. The deceiver, meaning what? He's come to deceive you. But he can only deceive your identity, not you. So therefore, the thing in life to find out is to find the truth about who you are. Because who you are cannot be deceived by the mind. But who you are not will be easily deceived. I wonder if it's clear enough. Yeah. So my heart goes to all of you, to you, all of you, and you are looking also in who have this yearning, this emerging recognition. My God, it's like in this life, I'm awakening to the timeless. Huh? Yes. You're using time to discover the timeless. So while your body is still warm, use it to be free. Find freedom. Because everything that you touch or see or imagine or have, one day will be gone. Including this body that you need to enjoy the elemental world. And I say this is a mortal body, but the immortal is inside him. Discover who he is. Discover who he is discovering who you are. So my feeling would be that this little time we have together could be the most important time in your life. To find the one thing that's really worth discovering in this life. Yourself. Of what value to discover everything else, but yourself you don't know. And you cannot know it in the classical sense of one thing knowing another thing. You are not a thing. Maybe this body is a thing. But the one who is inside, behind even the experiencer of the life, this quintessential awareness, imperishable, timeless, limitless. Could it be that you are really this? Well, I think you have heard enough, experienced enough to continue finishing off the business you have. Yeah, I think you have heard enough, you have experienced enough, you have seen enough to have a clue. You have answered also. You say it is no distance from you. Can your life live up to your words? You say it is no distance. How could the infinite have distance? But the doubter is not the infinite. The doubter is this illusory, the imagined self. And why has it got power? Because it is also consciousness. But consciousness with identity and delusion, you see. So, for those of you who are visiting here and until next time I see you, then God be with you and every good blessing on your path. And may your life be one full of joy and peace and the most beautiful discovering. And if, as you go, you keep honoring there, I guarantee you are going to feel tremendous grace and assistance with you. So thank you. Thank you. Love you. Wonderful. Okay. Can we have some music? And I think we have nice.
Gurubhyo Namaha. Jaya Ananda Mahima. Jaya Shri Ramana. Jaya Buddha. Jaya Yeshua. Jaya Mooji Baba. Jaya Om Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Om Jaya Guru Deva. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara. Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma. Tasmai Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jaya Ananda Mahima. Jaya Shri Ramana. Jaya Buddha. Jaya Yeshua. Jaya Jaya Mooji Baba. Jaya Om Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Om Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Om Jaya Guru Deva. 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 Jaya Om Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Om Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Om Jaya Guru Deva.
So all, I've told you all that was given to me to share with you. More than this, I don't need to tell you. Perhaps except maybe just to say that whatever this world is about, what you are is above it, is beyond it. All the things you can think about, all that you can aspire for in life is bound by time. But something in you is timeless. And it's not a promise, it is already happening. You are in the discovering of that. You can only continue discovering it more deeply, more profoundly. But now you know that it exists. Or not? Yes. Yeah. So just keep in its vibration. Be with it. Be with it. The more your love and appreciation increase for it, the more that your doubts will be burnt up. It's the most natural life.